When I tried Diablo IV beta, I wasn't really impressed with the game and I had no intentions to play on release. Being a grinder myself, I simply didn't have enough time to grind another MMORPG. But that gave me an idea. Since I have never played any Diablo game before, nor I knew anything about Diablo 4, what if I play the game casually at my own pace, learn and figure out things as they happen, document everything and turn it into an experiment? I wanted to experience and bring a different perspective about the game from the point of view of a casual player. Casual players and their satisfaction are a key to success in any game. Vast majority of gamers are casual players who play video games around 2 to 3 hours a day. Their only goal is to have fun while trying to progress at their own pace. On the other side of the spectrum, you have grinders and hardcore players who spend well over 8 hours a day playing video games. Their goal is to be the best. These types of players have a great understanding of the game and its mechanics, and they bring invaluable feedback for developers who then balance the game accordingly. It's an amazing ecosystem where games simply cannot survive without one or the other type of the players. It's exactly the same in Diablo 4. When I started my Diablo 4 journey, I wanted the full casual player experience. This meant I went in with absolutely zero knowledge about the game and I only limited myself to playing 2 to 3 hours a day. The goal was simple: experience the game at my own pace and have fun. I had no intention of grinding for the perfect build or perfect gear with perfect stats. I just enjoyed playing it. After playing casually for 1.5 months and keeping the same pace, here is everything I liked and disliked about Diablo 4 as well as my overall thoughts about the game. I was really impressed with the story, and I have to give credit where credit is due. Blizzard did an amazing job at portraying the story, and even to someone like me who never cares about story and lore in games, I was genuinely hooked to the screen watching the cinematics. Visually, aesthetically and overall vibe was also pretty decent. Every zone has its own vibe and visuals that get you immersed into the game even more. Character creation was a little bit lackluster, but I understand why. It's an isometric top-down action RPG and you simply cannot zoom in enough to even see your character properly, let alone someone else's. Class diversity was something I was really disappointed with. I wasn't sure if this is the normal thing for Diablo games to have few classes, so I won't comment too much on that. Audio was really good, from background music to ambient sounds to skill effects to NPC voiceovers, everything was done very professionally.
Lilith and Astaroth had made a deal, and we were the ones who would pay the cost. Our presence was no coincidence. Everything happened exactly as Lilith wanted.
Gameplay-wise, Diablo 4 offers enough in terms of content to normal and casual players. If I was a hardcore grinder, I'd feel like I was running out of interesting things to do really fast. Combat is something that bothered me a lot at the start, but that was due to me just winging it with the build, which ended up being really bad. Not until I decided to find a build which was an absolute game changer to how much fun I was actually having with a proper build. Class balance isn't something I can really talk about as I only played Rogue, but I never really had any issues in clearing dungeons. As a matter of fact, I even dare to say it was effortless and easy. Build variety for Rogue was kinda disappointing at start as everyone was recommending Twisting Blades build, which I wasn't a fan of as I prefer bow classes in every MMORPG. Once a viable ranged bow build started appearing, the fun skyrocketed even more. Leveling was pretty fast from 1 to 50. After 50 it started to slow down. The funny thing is that during leveling, the higher level I was and better gear I was equipping, the weaker I felt. I'm guessing that's by design since everything in the game scales to your level. Optimization is also very good. I didn't have problems with FPS even on a mid-high graphics on a 1070 Ti. The one thing that did bother me was the very long stutter or lag when leaving the big city or moving to a different region. I died a few times to this lag in Helltide and just at random times while moving through the world. A lot of people have been warning me about the boring infinite gameplay loop of just farming the same dungeons over and over again until you find a gear piece that makes you 1% stronger. I guess for grinders I can see that as a problem, but I honestly never felt like I had nothing to do. Farming nightmare dungeons is such a relaxing thing to do for me, and it would give me a regular dopamine hits whenever I would clump up all of the mobs together and then just blast them in one shot. It also helps when something shiny drops. While Diablo 4 has no real endgame other than farming nightmare dungeons, there's always something to do. I would log in and there would be a Helltide that just started, or a world boss was spawning right after the Gathering Legions event. One day I spent 2 hours going for Altars of Lilith and trying to farm Renown, but that is very time consuming. Other days I'd just turn on the movie or a TV series on a second monitor and just farm nightmare dungeons for 2 hours. If not rushing and playing slow, there are always things to do for you. The absolute best thing about Diablo 4 is that I don't have to play every day. I can not log in for a whole week, come back, log in, do my usual thing and not feel like I'm not progressing or that I'm falling behind and everyone else is so far ahead of me that I will never catch up. Because guess what? There's nothing to catch up. Every new season you start again, from level 1 on a seasonal character. Your old character won't be deleted, but you experience new and improved content every season you have to start over. So what's the rush? Enjoy the game at your own pace. I know I missed a lot of smaller things and details that Diablo does well or that they didn't do really well, but does it really matter if you're a casual player? The things I mentioned are what I noticed the most. Aside from some quality of life improvements that could be done, I really don't have much to complain about. Did I get my money's worth? 100%. Did I have fun? 100%. Am I going to keep playing each season? You bet your ass I will. I'd say it was quite a feat for me to reach level 85 while playing 2 to 3 hours a day. There were even times where I didn't even log in for several days, but it was really an eye-opening experience to treat MMORPGs from a different point of view. My whole life I grinded every game I played to the point where I missed what video games are meant to be. They are meant to be fun, and I'm now slowly but surely realizing that. I know that this wasn't a very critical review with detailed feedback, but it wasn't the point of the video. There are plenty of creators who have done critical reviews of Diablo 4 with detailed feedback. The point of the video was to share my own experience as a casual player and come to the ultimate conclusion if the game was fun or not. So with that being said, I give Diablo 4 a fun out of 10 rating. Thank you for watching and please let me know in the comments how your Diablo 4 experience was. Did you have fun? Will you be trying out Season 1? Consider subscribing and liking the video if you enjoyed it. And as always, stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.